A couple weeks ago, I did a first impressions video on Ascent Infinite Realm. I managed to hit level 9 and record a few hours of the beginning of the game. It went on to garner over 100,000 views, with quite a few of you guys requesting a more in-depth look. So here I am, providing a second look at Air. This will be part 2 in a small level 1 to endgame series that I plan on finishing over the next month or two. Now, let me preface this by stating that to play Air right now, you will need a Thai IP, so a VPN is a must. Personally, I use exit lag because they're fast and safe. I have a link to download exit lag in the description, so if you're interested in obtaining a free trial of the service to test it out, or you just want to support me, then go ahead and click that link. It'll allow you to get directly into Air right now if you already have a key. Now, for those of you that never watched the first part, either go ahead and take a quick look at it now, or allow me to give you a quick rundown of what Air actually is. Ascent Infinite Realm is an open-world MMORPG by the people that brought us Terra and PUBG. It utilizes a unique combat system that doesn't require tab targeting, but instead requires a target to hover over to attack. It runs on Unreal Engine 3, but it still looks pretty good considering. So when we last left the game, my wife, Mrs. STIX, and I were level 9, I believe. We never had to fight a boss that required a group to tackle. See, in most MMOs these days, you don't really need a party to do quests. Quest bosses are normally soloable, just like the quests are themselves. Air? Air was not that easy. It was not even close to being that easy. Our very first boss encounter absolutely wiped us. We tackled it with my wife, who was a healer, myself being a mage, and a third guy. I don't know what the third guy was. Ultimately, we ended up partying the 2 other players around, and we managed to finish the fight. This took a solid 10 minutes or more to accomplish since we wiped over and over repetitiously, but the sheer difficulty of that encounter alone made for one of the best experiences I have had in an MMO in a long while. I miss fights like this that require group play, coordination, healing, dodging, planning. It's what games with multiplayer aspects are supposed to be built around that developers these days just forget. One thing I would like to note is that there are still a plethora of bugs in-game. I had a quest that asked me to cross this large gap between islands to complete the next part of my quest. I was about to fly over when I saw an airship just docking right next to me that would fly me over there without the need for me to waste my mount's limited stamina. Naturally, I boarded the airship because A, I wanted to know what it looked like because it looked really cool, and B, I didn't want to waste my already depleted mount stamina. Upon getting close, shortly after moving through the loading screen, my game just locked up, completely locked up, then it crashed. I spent, and I kid you guys not here, literal hours troubleshooting the hell out of this. I ran file checks, I tried with a VPN, I tried without a VPN, I tried logging into my wife's account, I tried rebooting my computer, I tried clearing my cache, I tried a different VPN altogether. Nothing seemed to work. My wife then suggested she log into my account and see if she can't successfully make it in-game to move my character, and thank the RNG gods it worked. She could actually log into my character, but I couldn't. Or at least, I couldn't as long as I was on that airship. So she promptly logged me in, jumped me off the ship to my death, and then I could log my character once again, so yeah. Honestly, I don't really understand the logic behind that, but if she hadn't fixed it, I think I would have threw my PC out of the 3rd-story apartment window. I flew over there. Fuck those ships, dude. I gotta give it to the art team, though. They have quite the imagination, I guess, for lack of a better word. This shit is creepy beyond explanation. Questing seemed mostly uninspired, at least from what I played up until that point. There were a few exceptions to this, like where we were required to aim nets at chickens to capture them and return them to the quest target. But for the most part, they were all go out and kill 5 monsters or gather 3 of this item. You know, the usual when it comes to leveling quests. One of the things about the game that actually bothered me, though, is that Air is supposed to be open world. Yet from everything we've played thus far, everything story related takes place in an instance. You're instanced off from the vast majority of other players, the only players you actually encounter being people at the same point in the story as you. This makes leveling feel a lot emptier than it should. I know that more often than not, leveling zones are pretty void of players since the game really begins upon reaching max level, but instancing off the leveling areas, I don't know, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Thankfully, with this game being in beta testing, there are tons of new players making it in-game every day, so the leveling areas, or leveling instances rather, are still fairly dense in terms of player base. This makes it easier to complete objectives since as long as you tag an enemy, you get credit. This way I get to be lazy and have other people help kill my quest targets for me. But it also helps prevent kill stealing, which is a very prevalent part of the leveling experience in many MMOs. Also, my wife wanted me to show off her Pegasus. She likes horses. An interesting feature she did make me aware of, though, is the fact that you can actually change various animations in game. As an example, my wife and I equipped a different walking animation that has us skip along like little schoolgirls. I spent the rest of the game running around like that, and honestly, it was really weird to play the game like that, but the default animations aren't really any better. That is a big whale. Then there were quests like this. Legit, all I did was sit there for several minutes while it flew me over to the next quest target. It gave me the ability to utilize the weapon. It gave me various skills. I thought I was going to enter a battle and have to fend off a group of monsters like I did in my first video. But, yeah, but nope. I just sat there. See, this, though, was a fun quest. I was allowed to mount this giant mech and just obliterate everything in my path. Except these guys. I guess they were like Targaryen. Check it out! I'm a little farmer panda thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna run this very little scenario past you guys, okay? If you see a giant dragon just lying there asleep, and your wife, she turns to you and she says, "Hey babe, let's see if we can kill that," what would your reaction be? See, I feel like, you know, mine was very warranted. It was something along the lines of, "Dearest waifu, that is a very questionable—" Oh God, why did you attack it? And why is it running right at me?
A few moments later.
And this is why I thought it was a questionable decision, dear. At least I got to see this shortly after. I don't know what this was, but I thought I should include it nonetheless. I mean, it made me giggle a little. This, admittedly, was actually a very fun quest. Okay, so not all the quests were uninspired, especially not as you continue to level higher. But, you know, like 3 or 4 out of 200 quests still leaves a little to be desired. Now, my wife and I, as stated, made it to level 20, level 21. We have still yet to be able to participate in any actual real dungeons or PvP, but we're making steady progress towards it. From what we experienced, the 10 to 20 journey was significantly more fun than the 1 to 10, but that's probably to be expected. Leveling tends to get not only more difficult, but also more enjoyable as you continue to level higher. I can honestly say that I do look forward to part 3, where we make it above level 30 and approach the later parts of the game, as the more I play the game, the more fun it seems to become. Sure, it could still use some polish, combat still seems a little clunky, animations are a little off, and performances, well, it's Unreal Engine 3. But I mean, I'm having fun right now. What else is there to care about? Regardless, for those of you that have played it, what do you think of the game so far? And for those of you that are looking to play it, what are you most looking forward to? Anyway guys, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all next time. Peace!